All right, so we're gonna check the audio. We got a couple more new gadgets here. So I went to Best Buy this morning because audio yesterday was very poor. We're standing here with Chay Blount. Chay Blount is a factory KM Racing driver. KM is one of the sponsors. KM Racing was one of the sponsors of today's event, the U.S. World Nitro Cup here in Kissimmee. Chay and I, we've been racing together now for a long time, part of the road crew. We've driven down from, north. Chay is now in Texas. Chay, thank you for your service as well. He's a serviceman, help keeping us safe overseas. But I just wanted to take a couple minutes and talk with him a little bit about, the conditions out this week and how they changed and, his finishing. So what did you think about the, the changing track conditions this week?
It was tough. The rain with the heat and then the cloudiness and the constant humidity and drizzle changed the track. So your car had to be real consistent because the track wasn't consistent. And you had to try some different bodies. I went through different suspension packages just to get the car settled down so I can drive and push harder through the turns and get the power down on the ground without the wheel spin and with the dust and all the other factors. You just really had to stay on top of your setup and drive consistent to constantly get the fast laps.
Well, I tell you, so when you talk about that, so you obviously got it together because you got it to the semis and you finished very well in the semis. I think you finished 6th, right?
Correct. I finished 6th. I started 9th, had a bump from the 1/4, and kind of found the answer to the setup. Once the rain stopped and stayed gone, it wasn't a problem to use the setup. And I really didn't change that much. I was just playing with variations with springs and the front diff. And once I got comfortable with the setup that I decided to stay with, it pretty much all fell into place.
Now, so you mentioned setup and setup packages. I'm going to shift focus from you here down to your car. Now, this is the KM Racing HK1 sedan, right?
EVO2.
EVO2. Chay likes to call this car the weapon. So yeah, we lovingly refer to the car as the weapon. So Chay, why don't you go ahead and remove the body and walk us through your car. We're going to do a chassis focus on Chay's HK1 here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And I'll start from the front to the rear. I'm running the standard back wing bumper. And KM designed that with the aerodynamic, and it's very sturdy, and that's one of the main reasons why I run it. And it also is consistent, and I don't have to worry about it rubbing on the ground and interfecting with the steering. They got a very thick front upright, and I have never broken any of them. I'm running the Mugen spring, not the Mugen, excuse me, the X-ray springs, just because I'm familiar with the variations. And the colors make it easy for me to make the adjustment from hard to soft. Fully aluminum bulkheads front and rear, and everything you see here is comes standard optional. It's a fully loaded kit, no hop-ups needed.
So everything out of the box, right?
Everything out of the box. The only thing that's not out of the box is the springs.
Well, obviously, yeah,
and the white Durlin ball cups. The end, those are from Capricorn. And the reason why I like those is because they never get any play in it. And, and everything else is standard, fully option.
Okay. So obviously you like the kit. You've been running it. You've been campaigning this kit for a while now.
Yeah, since 2011.
Yeah, and HK has been giving you KM Racing. I'm sorry, has been giving you quite a bit of support. So why don't you give a quick shout out to the guys in the guys out in China helping you out with the kit.
If it wasn't for Kenny and KM, I'm not sure I would even be racing right now. They have always supported me 100% with everything that I need. They never tell me no, and for that loyalty stays there year after year after year. I'll be going on the 4th year next season. Actually, I'll hit 4 years with KM in February, and I have no reason to leave. And as long as they continue to make and support a sedan 200mm kit, I'll continue to run it.
Yeah, that's great, man. And I tell you what, that's important. They're always pushing forward. You always see them on Red RC. I think personally, KM is one of the up-and-coming manufacturers, and they had the worlds there
very quickly.
Yeah, very quickly, right? So they popped onto the scene, and all of a sudden they're world champions. So Chay Blount, KM Racing driver. Saying thanks to KM, and we had a focus on the HK1 chassis, aka the weapon.